Alright, you guys, I'm going to show you the first of many different projects that I will be doing for display ideas. So we talked about doing this for a while, and now we are finally getting to do it. It's been so busy. Alright, so what I did was I bought frames. If you saw the first video, I took the back out of this frame. This is the smaller of the two frames. And here's the back. I took these pieces here, I pulled them out, but I made sure that I didn't damage this because I can use this for something else. And then I cut off the bottom here, and then I cut these two pieces in half. So this piece I'm not using right now, I'll use this piece first. Okay, so I've got all the things I need. So the only thing that I need for this that I do not have, that I did not buy for this single $1, is a hot glue gun. So definitely have a hot glue gun, or Gorilla Glue, or Super Glue. So I'm going to have this stand straight up this way. I'm going to take both of my little guys, line them up where I want to go, and just leave a tiny bit on the bottom here. And then I'm just going to glue this edge. Alright. So then once this one is on, it's going to take a tiny bit to dry, so I'm going to do the other one. And try to make it even. Looks pretty even. Alright, so then these guys can dry. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two pieces and I'm going to put them this way on top here. Alright. Oop. And I dropped that guy. Okay. So then I'm going to get all of the little stringies off the glass. It's pretty easy to get them on there. You can just rub them off with your fingers. These guys feel pretty dry, and so do these guys. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to be able to set this thing straight up. And what I did this for is that you can wind your chain through it. So then the chain is going to sit right on the glass. And I will insert a picture right here. Okay, so I've got it together, and how cute is that for display? So what I did in order for it to hang correctly, I wrapped these through twice and just hooked it together with these loops. It's nice because these loops actually move, because they're on there and we glued them here and not at where they swivel. And then the little feet keep it upright. Now, I wouldn't want anything to go to waste on this frame. You know, we still got this piece left and we spent money on this, so we might as well use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten this edge. These are pretty thick, so they're hard to cut through, but here we go. I flatten pretty close to the bottom of this. I have an extra piece of paper that is a beautiful shiny piece. I'm going to just dab some glue to keep it in place. And I apparently need to get more hot glue. I'm just going to evenly slide it on there. Perfect. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to notch it. Just a little bit. And I'm just going to cut like the tiniest triangle out. It'll make it a lot easier to get stuff. Alright, so then you'll be able to slide chains right in there, and it sets up on its own. So it's a great way to, you know, do something with this frame since they are similar in size. Awesome. And I'll insert another picture of that one as well. Okay, and if you wanted, that was all that you need to do. And the only bit of waste that we had on these frames for 2 displays was this little tiny piece of cardboard. Now, you may notice there's a loose chain on the back of my display here, which, if you don't care, isn't a big deal. But if it's going to bother you, get yourself a tiny envelope, or you can make them. You can look up different ways on how to make envelopes. I'm just going to cut the top off of mine, like that, and I'm going to just glue it to the back of the display. I've got some glue on there, and I just glued it to the back. So then, I just made sure that I didn't glue too far on the edges because you do want to make sure that it will have room to open. So I'm just going to push it open a little bit, and then when I put the necklace on it, I can take the chain and I can tuck it into the tiny envelope. So there we go. And then you're not having the chain hanging out the back of the envelope or the back of the frame. Now you don't need to worry about it with this one because of the way it's designed. So awesome. Now, let's say you don't want to deal with the glass completely open. There's another thing that you can do. I've got another frame here. This one is a 5x7 frame. I took this liner piece out. Now, I used a straight edge cutter to cut some paper, but you could just use this as a template. So I cut out a piece like this. This is a really nice general piece of paper. It's kind of shiny, you know, looks really cute. And I'm going to take these off, but I'm going to leave, I'm not going to cut the bottom like I did with the other one. So I really like these because it's an easy way to hook your chains. If you don't want to take these off and you want to actually hang it at some point, you could just use paper clips. Just bend them. They're just not as easy to use as these guys are. Okay, so then I can just stick my piece of paper in there, and you notice I picked one that had a black back. So then if I want to, I could switch it to black, but I really like this. Or I cut out these 2 pieces too. That can be really good for, like, this could be really great for a spring display, or if you're doing a party for someone's birthday or something. And you can put these right in here too. So I can store the extra papers for my extra display inside the frame itself. So I can stick the back right on this right away. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to glue, like I did before, these onto the back. Alright. So then I can just let these dry. And with this one, it's a single display, but I can just set it right up. And I will insert a picture of how that looks right here. Alright, this is one that I also had to twist twice because I was using a 30-inch chain on here. Just be aware the snake chains are not as great for this glass display because you would see them out the back. Just because they don't. So the same with like the tinsel chain and stuff like that. But that's cute. And you can do this with any size frame. You can do big ones, small ones. I really like the small ones because it can add a lot of dimension, especially if you have multiple ones of them. Alright, so that is a really great way. I spent $2 and I had some paper and I had the hot glue and I had the envelope. So those little extra things, but I would spend that. You could probably spend $3 and get 3 really cute displays.